Welcome, sports bettors, to BetRepublic.com's Daily Line Show. I'm Sonny Palermo. Let's take a look at some of the games on tap for this week. Starting off in Baltimore, in the chess match, that is Peyton Manning versus Ray Lewis. Last year, Peyton won 31-3. The year before that, Peyton won 44-20. No arguing that the Colts offense is sitting on all cylinders, and there's also no debate over the fact that Baltimore's defense was much better 2 years ago. Much better last year when they were the top-ranked defense in the league along with the Steelers. Much better than they're playing this year, and there's a lot of holes in that D, and they're allowing a lot of points. So you have Peyton and the Colts 31-3 last year and 44-20 the year before. This year, Colts only laying a point, but that line's not going to last too much longer. I see 1.5 and 2 already starting to show up on my line screen here. I like Peyton and the Colts. How can they be anything but confident moving forward? They got to be feeling unbeatable after that last-minute win against the Patriots and Bill Belichick on national TV. A great win for them, undefeated, and I think they continue that way. If you like this game too, get it now because there's still a few -1 out there. This game won't get to 3 because they'll get nothing but Baltimore money, but you're going to get 2.5 on Indy for sure by Sunday morning. Let's look at the other top game on the card now. San Diego at Denver. There's no line on this game yet because Denver has not announced whether Orton or Sims will be quarterbacking. Now, it's Friday right now. Sims has taken all snaps in practice during the week. Orton hasn't taken any, which tells me if you're not practicing, you don't play. Coach here might play it a little differently, but I think you're going to get Sims in his first start. I like San Diego no matter who's quarterbacking. Orton's in. He's in off a game of which he got hurt, a week of which he's had no practice, and in a season in which he's reverted back to being Orton. Sims, though, you know, through the years there's been football games that have transcended the sport. There's the Music City Miracle. There is the Ice Ball. There is also, not as well known as those, the Spleen Game. This was back in 2006 when Tampa Bay Bucks played Carolina. Chris Sim got knocked out of the game, lost his spleen, hasn't started since. I don't mind if he starts this week. I don't know about you, but if I go to some place or do some activity where I leave without my spleen, it's kind of going to be on my mind a little bit going into it next time I do it. Of course, I wouldn't do it again. Let's look at a couple lesser games. I talked about Indy with that last-second win over Baltimore. Hell, how many times in his career do you think Bill Belichick has spent a week being attacked by the media, where he's been kicked around and second-guessed like this? I'm imagining, other than the year where he cheated on his wife and got caught in New York, but those are different headlines. As far as football and X's and O's, Belichick found himself in some unusual territory after that decision to go for it on 4th down. An angry Bill Belichick with revenge as the Jets come into town. I got to like the Patriots this week laying that number. You've also got Cleveland at Detroit. Cleveland's fresh on a lot of people's mind because they saw them in the Monday night game put up a big fat 0 against Baltimore. So they're looking at anytime they see them in the future, they're going to look to bet against them. But be careful. This week, if you bet on Detroit, you're betting on a team that never wins. They don't know how to win. And you're not only betting on them to win, but the line's 3.5. You ask them to win by more than a field goal. That's a lot for a team that doesn't win straight up week in, week out. And the last time they were in this role, 3.5-point favorite, was against St. Louis. When St. Louis came to town, you know how that one ended. Detroit lost again. We've got the Giants off of a bye. The Jets were off a bye last week. Everyone said in New York this is going to get them back on track towards a playoff run. Same thing we're hearing about the Giants this week. I didn't believe it with the Jets. I believe it with the Giants. I think the rest came at a perfect time for them. A season of ups and downs. Started up, they were in rhythm. Went downhill fast. They were out of rhythm and dropped a few games in a row. Perfect time for them to get rested mentally and physically and come back in this game against an Atlanta team that can't stop the run. I like the Giants. I don't know about that 6.5, but here's what I'm looking at doing. Another lesser game this week. Green Bay gets a visit from San Fran. You know why San Fran is ranked near the bottom of the NFL in sacks by their defense? Because they haven't played Green Bay yet. Green Bay will give up 4 sacks because it's what they do. San Fran will run Gore a bunch of times because that's what they do. But in the end, I think Green Bay picks apart a San Francisco secondary that's pretty slow at the corners. We saw Atlanta exploit it when they went into San Fran. Didn't see it happen in Indy. I don't know what was with Indy that day. But I think you're going to see Rodgers on his game after the Cowboys victory pick apart a too slow San Fran secondary. What I might do is take take Green Bay, who's minus 6.5, put them in a teaser with the Giants, who are also 6.5. Because I don't trust either of these bastards to just win by a field goal just to screw me. That's it. That's the Daily Line show for this week. Again, BetRepublic.com. Remember, check us out for our Football Blitz show, all the NCAA games, all the NFL games from a bettor's point of view. And also check us out on Monday for the Monday night show. We're going to take the Titans and the Texans in-depth analysis with picks. See you over at BetRepublic.com.